welcome back to our channel. As you guys see from the title, we have another Salisbury steak video, but today we're making it the true, original, authentic, classic way, okay? If you are interested in making it with ground turkey, there is a video on our channel with that recipe, all right? If you are new here, thanks so much for stopping by. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. And also, let's go ahead and connect on other social sites such as Instagram, Facebook, and you guys can email me with recipe ideas and requests. All right, let's go ahead and get right into the recipe with our ingredients. We have a white onion here. We have some flour, some butter, some mushrooms, and some fresh thyme, okay? Fresh thyme is not a necessity for this recipe. However, this was about to go bad if I hadn't used it today. So I went ahead and used it, and it did add some amazing earthy flavors to this dish, okay? So if you don't have time, don't worry, your recipe will not lack anything, all right? Of course, we have our ground meat here that we're gonna use today. And to get that authentic Salisbury steak taste, you wanna try and use some Angus ground sirloin, okay? Some ground beef sirloin. It is 90% lean and 10% fat, okay? So it's just meaty, hearty, and it's more of a steak texture than just regular hamburger meat. So if you can get that, that's going to give you the best results, okay? We have 2 chicken bouillon cubes here. We're also going to use some beef broth, okay? We have some extra virgin olive oil here, and then we have this French onion soup packet, okay? There are 2 that comes in this box, 2 packets, but we're only gonna use 1 today. It just says onion because it's Giant Eagle brand, but it is French onion soup. Alright, so we have the French onion soup packet for our seasoning. We also have some chili powder. We have some minced onion. We have some poultry seasoning. We have some garlic powder and some black pepper. Alright, so we're going to get our meat seasoned up and mixed together.
I wanna get you all alone now and go hide away from the lights, but I don't dare to, I'm too fragile, and for that I do apologize. Maybe someday we can work it out, but I'm afraid it's too late to try. Baby, I don't dare to love you, and you know the reason why. Don't you know I'm way too weak to swim? Can't you feel the waves come crashing in? Running out of safety nets, cause every night I fall down in the middle of the night screaming, oh my God, cause your love's too deep. You know your love's too deep. I reach out in the middle.
Alright, you guys, so now that our meat is all seasoned, all the seasonings are evenly distributed throughout the meat. That is a necessity for this dish because you want some of that flavor in every single bite. We're just gonna roll them into like golf ball size pieces, smash them together and create a burger, or you can leave them in the balls and have Salisbury steak meatballs. I've done that before as well. Another key element to cooking any meat is that you want your meat to be around room temperature before you put it in the heat, because if it's too cold, if you immediately cook it right out of the refrigerator or freezer, your meat is going to be dry, tough. You're just not going to have the best possible results. So you want to sit your meat out for about 20 minutes before you start to cook, and then the warmth from your hands when you're making your burgers will also warm it up a bit. But definitely never cook your meat straight out of the refrigerator or freezer. Alright you guys, so we have our butter in the pan, and we're also going to add some olive oil, our fresh thyme, and those white onions. We're going to let these veggies cook down together in this butter, in that herb, before we add our meat.
Screaming, oh my God, 'cause your love's too deep. You know your love's too deep.
Alright you guys, so a method that I love to use when I'm making Salisbury steak and sometimes my just plain old burgers, I love to put my meat over top of the onions. I like to put one layer of onions all around the skillet. Okay, I'm gonna add some in the back, but you guys can see that I placed this burger right on top of an onion. I feel like you have better results when you place your burgers on top, because then it's like your burgers are steaming, and just the steam from the onions and the butter and the thyme and the olive oil, it's just rising up into the burgers, and it keeps them from burning because they're not directly down in the skillet. You want to have your skillet on medium to high heat, okay? Alright guys, so we're gonna do 4 sets of 5. Alright, so 5 minutes on each side 4 times. Alright, so the first side we cooked it for 5 minutes, we flipped it back over for 5 minutes, flipped it for another 5 minutes. So in total you want to cook your burgers for about 20 to 30 minutes on a medium to high heat. On to my favorite part, which is the gravy. We're gonna go ahead and remove our burgers out of the skillet and leave all that goodness in there, okay? All those burger bits. We're gonna get our beef broth in there with those, whisk it up at the bottom, scrape all that flavor off so that that flavor can start to marinate in our broth, and this is going to create the base for our gravy. All right, we're going to let this get to a higher temperature. Once it starts to sizzle, then we're going to add in our onions. Now that our onions are in the skillet, and as you guys can see, our broth is sizzling, we're gonna let the onions cook down for about 10 minutes before we add in our flour to thicken up our gravy. Alright, you guys, so the key to making gravy is to add only about a half a teaspoon of flour. If you add too much, it'll cake up and be too gritty. If you feel like you haven't added enough, you always want to start with just a little at the beginning and then add in more if necessary, okay? So I wanted more gravy, so I did go ahead and add more broth. And because I added more broth, I had to add what? More flour, okay? But you always want to do it a little at a time. The measurements are in the description box for you guys. Even the measurements for the flour, you want to break it up and add a little at a time and continue to whisk very, very quickly so that your flour does not have time to clump up. Then, of course, we're going to go ahead and add our burgers back into the skillet. Let it all simmer and we'll be done, you guys. Next, I am going to add some mushrooms because I absolutely love mushrooms in my Salisbury steak. If you do not, it will not make or break this dish at all. That's just a personal preference of mine, okay? So if you love mushrooms like me, then go ahead and add some. If you do not like mushrooms, then you're just going to stop right here and let your burgers simmer in that delicious gravy.
Screaming, oh my God, 'cause your love's too deep. You know your love's too deep. I reach out in the middle of the night, screaming, oh my, 'cause your love's too deep. You know your love's too deep. Love's too deep. Don't you know I'm way too weak to swim? Can't you feel the waves come crashing in? Running out of safety nets, 'cause every night I fall down in the middle of the night, screaming, oh my God, 'cause your love's too deep. You know your love's too deep. I reach out in the middle of the night, screaming, oh my, 'cause your love's too deep. You know your love's too deep. You know your love's too deep. You know your love's too deep.
Now, because I love y'all, I'm going to share a secret on how to get real fancy and wow your family, friends, whoever you're making this dish for, okay? Add you some mozzarella cheese on top of your burgers and then baste your burgers again with that gravy so that the cheese can melt. You guys, it takes Salisbury steak to a whole nother level, okay? Trust me, y'all know I'm your girl. I wouldn't steer you wrong, okay? If you want to just make it the traditional way, then don't add the cheese, or add the cheese on a few pieces and leave a few pieces classic, all right? There are our mashed potatoes with that good butter that's melting. You guys, this is one of my favorite meals, okay? Again, if you are new here, thanks so much for stopping by. Please feel free to subscribe, like, and leave us a comment if you've enjoyed this video. And also, let's connect on other social sites such as Instagram, Facebook, and feel free to email me with recipe ideas and requests. To our returning subscribers, thank you guys for coming back to our channel each and every time. We love and appreciate you all. There is so much more bomb content on our channel. Go ahead and check out our family vlogs. And if you enjoyed this video, you will love our What's for Dinner playlist. There are so many other bomb recipes in that playlist, okay? I upload a video about every other day. I come with a new recipe for you guys. Head on over to our channel, get your pen and pad out, and make you a menu for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I am starting to add more breakfast recipes to that playlist so that you guys can have more than just dinner. There are also desserts in that playlist. Alright, you guys, so head on over and enjoy. Thank you guys for coming back to our channel each and every time, and y'all already know we will see you guys in our next video.